Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to day 2 of my 31 days of horror in October. Now today, I'm going to be taking a look at Hellfire. But first, I wanted to dedicate this to my good friend Jack, or Jay Superawesome. His links will be in the description box below. He is the one that recommended this movie to me, and I'm going to tell you right now, I freaking loved it. Now, Hellfire is a 2015 film which runs approximately 93 minutes and is written and directed by Mark Ferrato. The only thing I could find on him was Zombies Anonymous, which sounds pretty good. Now, this stars J. Scott Glenn, or Green rather, as the Antichrist. He was in Skinned Alive, Pink Eye, and Zombies Anonymous. This also stars Caitlin Marie Marshall as Fire. She was in Adonis Complex and Her Counterfeiter. Celine Beretta as Rosetta. She was in Rooftops and Maggie Marvel. Janice Carter as Destiny. She was in Every Woman, or I'm Every Woman, and Rescue Me, the series. And finally, Casey Williams as Cinnamon. She was in Standoff and Zombies Anonymous. Now, the lead character, J. Scott Green as the Antichrist, really reminds me of Anson Mount, to be honest. Anson Mount, of course, played in Hell on Wheels. He was the main character, and he's fantastic. Looks a lot like him. I almost thought it was him for a little bit until I looked it up. Now, this has a pretty interesting premise. Now, right away you find out that, of course, J. Scott Green is the Antichrist, and he's on his way to meet a pimp to make a deal. Meanwhile, a bunch of prostitutes that work for that same pimp is trying to hold him up and steal his money so they can quit prostituting and basically live a life of luxury. They find out that the Antichrist, which they don't know he's the Antichrist at the time, of course, is the one making the deal with the pimp, and it's worth 6 figures. So, they shoot a bunch of people, kidnap the Antichrist, and take him to a remote, like, house, cabin sort of thing. From there, it gets pretty interesting and pretty crazy. The Antichrist was actually making a deal, but not for drugs, but for something else. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's pretty sinister and pretty interesting. Now, this, to me, is considered a horror comedy, and it's gory, funny, and just overall a really, really good time. I had a ball with this movie. I'm going to give this one an 8.5, and that's 8.5 smashed pumpkins. I definitely recommend this. While it is low budget, just keep in mind that it is low budget, but the acting is fun. It's written really well, and it's just a great time. And that takes care of day 2. Tune in for day 3, coming soon. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.